Hi guys, it's Sarah from craftsoftexture.com. Welcome back to a new review. This is just going to be a short review, but it's a book that was sent to me by Search Press, and I just really wanted to give it a shout out. If, like me, you are interested in all textile crafts, then this, I think, is going to be a really nice book for you. This is called A Passion for Colour, Exploring Colour Through Paper, Print, Fabric, Thread and Stitch, and it's by Ruth Issett. The book was gifted to me by Search Press for the purposes of a review, so I was in no way monetarily compensated for any opinions that I am about to give, so that's my quick disclaimer there. And I really felt it was important to give a shout out for this book in particular because apart from my addiction to wool and all things texture, I thought this is a really great reference book on how to mix and put together colours in your own textile work. So if I start at the beginning, apologies, nearly fell off my knee there. She goes through initially not only talking about her passion for colour and the way that she works, but also how she might use colour and put them together. So for example, she gives you a taste of colours. So green is not just green, it's, you know, various shades of greens. So she's got emerald, leaves, moss, spring, acid green, sage, olives, grass, limes, and so on and so on. So it's not just thinking about colour in that basic sort of colour wheel that we have, but really thinking about tones, shading, and all of that kind of sort of approach to colour and mixing all of those. She also talks about materials and equipment, so she talks about different textures and how you can use them together, which I thought was quite interesting. For me, as I'm more wool-minded, that would probably be my first reaction, is to mix lots of wools together, but actually texture can come from mixing media as well. And also, if you use colour in your choices of those different textures, it can help to make the colours pop. So I think that's really important to remember. And she talks about different ways to make marks on your pieces as well, so from the equipments to different techniques of getting colour and texture onto your work. And I think that's quite important because sometimes we forget how important it is to experiment. Sometimes the best finishes and most exciting things to our work come from mistakes. She talks about the importance of sketchbooks as well, which I have to say I agree with. That was something I was always taught to do when I was at art college, and something I continued to do when I was working as a fashion designer. I probably don't do it quite so much anymore, but I do swatch, so I guess you could say if I saved all of those and popped them into a little journal, that is still technically experimenting and sketchbooking at the same time. And this is just an example of hers. She's been quite fabric based here, but there's no reason why you couldn't be quite paper based or wool based or embroidery based. It's just really about collecting ideas and choices of colours and mixes and textures and that kind of thing. And I think that's a really nice way to inform your finished works and projects. So for example, if like me, I'm particularly into spinning and knitting at the moment, what would be great is to spin and swatch maybe different breeds or different colours, different blends, that kind of thing, and keep a sketchbook of things so that I can then come back and maybe experiment with this that I did with those set of ingredients there and this that I did over there, and work them together to create an overall textural piece. And she goes right through the process really exploring how you can use colour and texture to create finished pieces. So there's that one that I liked. For me, for example, if I was again thinking more in terms of wool and textiles as an additional texture to my wool crafts, then I would think of this kind of thing, which to me this reminds me of a scarf that I've used under the embellisher. So mixing you know, base fibres or fabrics and then working yarns and things over the top, and I really love that. It's an explosion of colour and texture at the same time. So that's the book again, A Passion for Colour, and I recommend that you go and find that now. You can find that direct on Search Press on their website. I will put that up here. Or you can find it at other good book retailers. Okay, so check out more details on that review on my blog, craftsoftext.com. Okay, see you next time, guys. Cheers.